Hi everybody, I'm James Huffman from SIT, and we're coming to you live today from Reykjavik, Iceland. And we're here with some students who have arrived to study in the Iceland and Greenland Climate Change and the Arctic program. So, over to them.
Hey, I'm Carson. I go to George Mason University. I came to Iceland to study climate change, and I'm really excited because I hadn't really been out of the country much.
I'm Angelise. I go to Cal State San Marcos. I chose this program because I figured studying climate change from a country that supported it, and it would just be a better opportunity than in my own state.
I'm Molly Callahan. I go to Muhlenberg College in Pennsylvania. I am a music major, and I came to this program because I wanted to get the full experience of learning about climate change in a place where you could see it active and alive in the weather and everything.
And I'm Charlie. I'm an environmental science and political science double major. I'm from Gustavus Adolphus College in Minnesota. I came to this program because I wanted to come to Europe and see a very different progressive perspective on climate change, but Iceland, with its uniqueness and being an island, seemed like a very appropriate and interesting place to do it as well.
So let's talk about first why you guys wanted to study climate change to begin with. What is it about climate change that attracted you? And anyone can answer.
Well, for me, it started more as I took like the 100 class, and it was everything that I was learning on my own through like my personal lifestyle changes that I was undergoing, and I just switched my major, and through going deeper into the studies, I just completely fell head over heels for it, and like I just want to keep learning forever.
Yeah, I think I had a similar one. I came originally to my college with pre-engineer track. And from there, I took a 100 level environmental history level class, and I fell in love with it. And I knew right then, pretty much from there on, that I wanted to work around that.
I think I fell in love with the people who were involved in it because I was initially a double music and theater major, so like not super tied to this. I had taken a few environmental classes, but not a whole lot. And then I joined the environmental club, and I realized that these people were like me, and we loved being outside, and we appreciated being in the weather and experiencing it all. And I just fell in love.
My family was really into the outdoors and camping. I'm 20 years old, and I've spent 365 days or more camping and outside. So with all that experience going into college, it was a very different reality. I fell in love with engineering, but the outdoors were my real home. So I came to Iceland in order to fuse the two together, in order to bring my background with the outdoors and everything I've learned in engineering, and see where the most exciting science and environmental research was going on.
And what are you guys looking forward to this semester in particular?
To narrow that down.
Well, you don't have to narrow it down.
We'd be here all night.
Tell us all.
I think I'm really, really excited to do the individual project. I think it's kind of fun, the fact that we get to be on our own and we get a lot of time to actually work on something that we really are passionate about. I think that's going to be quite the experience.
Is there anything in particular about climate change that you are passionate about?
All right. Well, I want to focus on the legal side of it and renewable energy, and from there I kind of want to write a thesis based on that. So that's where I've been focused pretty heavily already in.
Yeah. And do others of you have particular focus within climate change?
I just want to narrow down my passion a little bit by meeting more experts, and then finding out what I can be really interested in, find out where I can fall with what research I want to do, and try and take that to heart with my ISP, because we do get to spend almost a month working on our own and forming a giant research project, and after we meet all these experts throughout the course of the program, then we can develop that into a sense of what we really want to do and how we can really make a difference, even just in this semester.
Mm-hmm. And so maybe we should return to that question of, are there particular, what particular things are you guys looking forward to this semester?
I am really looking forward to all the different excursions that we're taking. I love that this isn't a traditional program where you stay in one spot and Obviously, you learn a lot in any other abroad program. I love just the concept of going abroad. But it's actually built into seeing the country and experiencing different sides of the country, different weather, different kinds of people. I mean, right now we're in Reykjavik, which is, I guess, Iceland's cosmopolitan area, but soon we're going to be heading up to Greenland and experiencing a different country entirely, or a different area entirely. So I am really looking forward to all the different places we're going to go.
I'm super looking forward to all the different people we'll be put in contact with and all the different lecturers. And I know that through them, something will kind of click and I'll get super inspired, and that's what'll lead me down the path. I mean, I have a few ideas, but I'm really waiting till something like really inspires me, because I know that the people and the professionals we'll be meeting here are like beyond any other thing I've ever or will ever get the experience to do again. So super excited for that.
And I'm on a similar page where I'm not sure what I'm going to do my ISP on yet, but I'm really, really excited to meet all the experts. And we get to stay with a host family for a month in Ísafjörður, and we will really get to immerse ourselves in the culture of Iceland and sections of the culture that's been untouched for generations. So I'm really excited to see how both the research in such a unique geological location can come together with a really, really deep culture.
And speaking of experts, I know you guys just got done with a lecture from a major expert. Could one of you tell us about him, including his name?
I don't know if I could pronounce it.
It's so hard to pronounce, but he was absolutely amazing. We tackled, I don't even know how many different topics. We talked a lot about time and how climate change is so time-based, and kind of the challenges that we face as just human beings, how we can affect such a major time scale in our short lives.
Yeah, I really, he didn't say it specifically, but he went over a lot of political economy, which is something I love to go over, and how the economy actually is, they're running the politics, and how the rhetoric is shaped around that, and how the scientists can't even use the rhetoric they want to use sometimes because they're too afraid of scaring too many people with the reality of what we're actually facing.
Yeah, it seemed like you were taking a lot of notes on that.
Always taking notes.
Yeah.
And in your time here in Reykjavik, have you noticed ways in which this city, this place, ways they're addressing climate change?
Well, it's interesting here because they don't face the same issues climate change-wise that we do in the United States. Like, we have a California girl who's always worried about water conservation, because that's just a challenge that you face. But that's not something that they have to deal with here. So I feel like I'm still identifying the differences in cultural climate change.
And not even only that, but they were explaining how their approach to climate change, or some Icelanders feel as though it might even be a good thing, because here it's going to become nicer. It's not going to be as cold. They'll be able to have more vegetation. So for them, they're like, we're not really getting the bad end of the straw, but
I think one of their things, they're like learning about mass transportation. I think that was like one of the things that I noticed they're a little bit more focused on, and I noticed there's a lot of like electric vehicles here and there, and at least a lot of hybrids. So I think the transportation is like the first key for them, I think. Mm-hmm.
Well, and it does seem like an ongoing discussion.
Yeah.
At least so far with the people that we've talked to. It's not necessarily a discussion everywhere else in the world.
Yes, that's for sure.
hello.
And you mentioned excursions as well. What are some of the excursions you guys are looking forward to?
Mainly Greenland for me. I mean, that's like, we get to go, I know it's not a country, but in my mind it is. It's like going to an entire another country, and just experiencing a whole nother culture, a whole nother way of life that, again, we would have never been exposed to otherwise. It's a hard place to get to. I mean, their population's only 56,000, which is super small, so I'm really looking forward to that.
And tomorrow I think we're going to a geothermal power plant, one of the many on Iceland. And I'm really excited because even though they might not be concerned as energy use and energy conservation and water conservation, it's a really unique opportunity because they have so much wind power, so much geothermal power, and so much untapped hydropower. and it's really fascinating to see what comes about when you have so much of a surplus of energy and technology in one place in an area where it's largely untapped.
And you guys also, you mentioned Greenland. Could you tell us more about what you'll actually be doing in Greenland, as you understand it?
Okay. Well, I had spoken to one of our program directors, and what we've kind of gotten under the impression is that it's a lot of the social science aspects of it, because Greenland, being that it is such a small area with such a small population, there's a lot of problems with retainment of citizens and retainment of employment in the job markets. So there's a lot of serious issues with like alcoholism and things like that, and depression and mental illness in general. So working and seeing those elements in action, and I mean, you look at these issues like divestment from nation states because of lack of economic opportunities. So it'll be interesting to see that side of it, the social science side, and obviously there's going to be plenty of hard science as well, dealing with the climate change as well.
Great. Well, we thank you very much for being with us today, and hope you have a great time on the rest of your program here in Iceland.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.